Now, literally, tell us about the new venture that the two of you are going to be involved in, the Thunder Girls.
It's so exciting.
What is this all about?
Well, it's a play that was originally written 20 years ago, and it's about 4 women who were great friends, but they were all in a band together, and they absolutely had extreme heights but extreme lows as well. They had great wealth, they were poverty-stricken, and they were all feisty women.
Yeah.
And then they had a massive fallout, and they don't see each other for 30 years. And then the management company want to get them back together again. And so they organise this dinner and they meet for the first time in 30 years. And this play is that night.
Oh.
And the audience...
It's a dinner from hell.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It really is.
Yeah.
With
But
us
there
too.
is- but there is-
You can see it, can't you?
There is some killer lines and there's real sad moments and poignant moments. It's just got everything.
Is it a musical or is it a
Well, it's
straight
actually...
play?
I'd never heard this description before, but it's actually called a playsical.
Oh, that...
And in America, they use this term all the time. It's a ridiculous term, I know, but it's a play with original songs in it. So, Coleen's singing, which, of course, she's brilliant at. I'm singing as well, so I may empty the theatre at that moment, but...
I think what's good as well is they're all... Everyone in it is like in their 50s or above, because obviously they're getting together after 30 years, and there isn't that many opportunities.
Well, the biggest thing
women
was
of that
when it was
age.
written 20 years ago. It's written by a woman. The director is a woman. The producer is a woman. But 20 years ago, a male producer wanted to put it on, and he said, "But we have to change the women's ages because women over 40 are not saleable."
But how ridiculous is that when you look at the success of things like Mamma Mia, and then in the movie when they had Meryl Streep, there's a massive audience for that kind of stuff.
Well, the author at the time said 20 years ago, she said, but if the women were in their 30s or younger, they wouldn't have the life experience to say these lines, you know. And so eventually we're chipping away at the stigma of women of an age, and so it's going on.
And it's just
for
a
the first
limited
time.
run, isn't it, this?
It's just for a week at the Lowry Theatre, but it's a really intimate venue, so the audience, no matter where you sit in the auditorium, there's no sort of restricted viewing, and so the audience will feel as if they are at this dinner party from hell.
Can I ask you a sneaky question?
Go on, then.
It's a play, right?
Yeah.
And how long is it? 2 hours?
Yes, it is.
And there's 4 of you in it?
Yeah.
That's a lot of lines.
Yeah.
She's going to say something horrible about me.
Obviously, as a seasoned actress, you have to learn scripts all the time, and it won't be a problem for you. What about Coleen?
Well, I did ask for the script last year, but they still haven't sent it.
Has Coleen learned her lines yet?
She will have, but she learns songs, so she is really good at that too.
I did songs are 3 minutes long.
But all right, Janet, don't make me more nervous than I am.
But I did want to ask on that question, how do you learn lines? What do you do to learn lines? Do you read your script or...?
I read it over and over again, but also it's different. Like, I was learning lines on the train for Coronation Street tomorrow, and I can remember lines from plays that I said 30 years ago, but I can't remember what I said on Coronation Street last week, because you sort of... It's so fast, you file it in the bin once you've done it, you know. So
clearly things still going really great for you on Corrie, and you're learning scripts. Can you give us a... I mean, literally, this current, you're learning scripts on the way down here. Can you tell us anything about what Liz is going to be up to?
We've got some really good stuff coming up. Yeah, the summer and autumn are quite amazing. In fact, I think Andrew and Fergie are quite like Liz and Jim.
Oh, OK. I like that reference.
Yeah.
Well, because they haven't exactly stayed best of friends. They've had little fallings out. They've you know...
They've been married twice, though, to each other.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, they
she
have.
went back.
Yeah, they have. And Liz and Steve, of course,
Yeah.
as well. So, I mean, I'm with Simon tomorrow, and I know already. He rang me up last night and said, "Have you seen these scenes? We won't be able to do it for laughing." But we'll be like
I know,
that
that's
in
what I'm worried about with her,
September.
because we just laugh all the time when we're together, and
We
there are
do.
moments where we have to be really serious. I'm not sure I can cope.
No, I
But
don't
you're
think
so
you
you're
can.
so feisty when you're on the show. Is there anything that you read that you think, oh my God, I don't want to go into doing that? Is there anything that surprises you or shocks you?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes you think... Liz had an affair with a married man, and I don't think she should have done that. But, you know, it's not up to the actor to say what happens to the character. And obviously, many times I get into my dressing room and look at the costumes and think, no, do I really wear that? Please. I'm sure costume department go shopping for Liz and just have a laugh. Or even if they find something nice for me, I go, that's really nice, and then they take it in and take it up so it doesn't fit me, and I look an absolute disaster, and they go, Beverley, that's great for Liz. That's You've seen me as Liz, it's terrible.
It's like when you walk out looking all elegant
glam and-
glam.
yeah.
You think,
I tried.
that's not Liz.
I tried, you see, for you lot
Made an effort today.
What's your life like outside the cobbles?
I'm so boring.
Really?
Do you know
what did you do on your birthday?
Shall I tell you?
Yeah.
I did labouring. My husband built a chimney breast and I was his labourer. I swear
What,
to
was he
God.
messing it up and he needed you to sort it out?
No,
Or were you in the...
I was passing trowels and emptying buckets of
You
wood.
love DIY, though, don't
I
you?
do, I love it.
Yeah.
If I could afford it, I'd never go to work again. I would have no makeup on. I would wear
her,
baggy
she's amazing.
clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I
Where
hear
did
you.
they find that?
I hear you. It's really relaxing.
Are you doing the tiling? Excuse me.
I chipped off 600 tiles.
Wow.
Do you know,
broke
it's so
every
it's so
nail.
relaxing. This is something I'm totally with you on.
I
think
love
there is
it.
nothing nicer. You put a bit of music on, you kind of get all your tools out, and then you're off and you get into a bit of a meditative
Oh, no.
state.
No,
Just
no, no,
doing
I'm the
DIY.
No, I'm doing a course in polished plaster.
Good for you.
I am, honestly.
Polished plaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
What is
just
that?
watching
What
a
is
Polish plaster.
Well,
Apologies, something else.
Yeah.
can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Well, you always need a plan B.
Yeah.
You know, you always need a plan B.
And we're working together.
Yeah, no,
Live. Oh, dear.
Stop it.
Now, literally, we've not got a lot of time left, but I know that this is something that you wanted to address. You've been so refreshingly open about problems that you've had with your mental health and how you've addressed them and turned around some incredibly difficult times. Sometimes when you've spoken about them with the very, very best of intent, those words have been twisted and not necessarily used with the best of intent.
Oh, yes, I see where you're going.
You spoke out, it wasn't even that long ago, and your words were basically taken out of context. You were saying that we have to be careful that mental illness doesn't become like a Gucci handbag. There's a danger that it can become fashionable, as in so many people coming out and either saying that their behaviour is because of an illness, whereas when you've suffered like you have for years with very dark times,
Yeah, what
it's a
I
very
actually
different
said
thing.
was, I think it's great if you feel that you're in a position and you're recovering enough to be able to talk about it. I think that's great.
Yes.
But I think, especially if you're in the public eye, what you cannot do is say, do you know what, if you're depressed, go eat kale for 2 weeks and you'll be better.
No.
Or do 3 weeks of yoga and you'll be better.
Yeah.
We shouldn't tell someone what medication they should take or what treatment they would need. I think we can talk about it, but we can never say, you should do this.
Yeah.
You know, the only way to get better is to have professional help.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
different for each person.
Yeah.
Although professional help is not available to everyone and it's really difficult to get. And so we have to keep that fight going, I think.
But do you know, I have to applaud you because you were one of the first. I know lots of people talk about it very openly now, but you were one of the first when there was quite a stigma about being open. So I think
there still is. I think we're chipping away at that stigma, you know, but I think it's still there.
Yeah.